Hey everyone, Coaster Central here, and today I'm going to be ranking all the coasters at Portaventura, a theme park in Spain with 10 great coasters. This park is so good and has some of my favourite coasters in it, so today I'm going to be ranking them up. For last week's video I made a prediction for what rides I think would be my favourite, so we'll see how right or wrong those were. Anyway, let's get into the top 10. At number 10 is El Diablo, an aerodynamics mine train, but just didn't do too much for me. All its elements just didn't do anything, and it just meanders its way through everything. The track profiling is really also bad and is quite uncomfortable, and pair that with a boring layout and no elements that really pop, then you get a bad attraction. Another coaster that is quite rough, but in a better way, is actually our number 9 coaster, Junior Red Force. This coaster is crazy, and don't let its hype fool you. It's not a family coaster, because it is actually quite intense. When you go around the helix, it starts off alright, but when you start to pick up speed, you start to get flung around and it is crazy. At number 8 is the 2 family kids coasters in the park, and it is the more enjoyable one, Tammy. This ride has a fun little layout and fits quite nicely in the Sesame Street area of the park. I really like how this ride is a perfect kids coaster and it has quite a nice layout with some fun twists and turns. At number 7 is Tomahawk, a GCI family coaster, and this is not like any other GCI I have seen. From its weird unbanked turns to its straight drop, it is definitely unique, but this ride is actually quite fun. Being intertwined with Stampeder leads to some excellent near misses, especially that first drop. The ride also has a great finale in the back row as you get yanked down a small dip. Now it is time for the other 2 wood coasters in the park to take the number 6 and 5 spots. Stampeder is a dueling wood coaster, and whilst it is quite rough, I think that this ride is just crazy. When you're on it, you have no idea what direction you're going, and it is definitely just crazy. The dueling aspect is cool, and you have no idea who is going to win either time you ride it. Now it is time for the big 4 at this park, and the big 4 at this park are really good. All 4 are actually in my top 10, and it's quite hard to rank them up, but this is what I got. At number 4 is Dragon Khan, a B&M looper that is just super intense. This is the original coaster at the park and definitely a worthy ride to be a standout back in the day. It has some great inversions, particularly that 0G roll that is incredibly whippy and lateral field. And at number 3 is Furious Backhoe. And if I were to describe this coaster in one word, it would be intense. An incredible launch kicks you off into a super low to the ground twister section, and this ride also has a great pre-show, which I'll talk about in my main review of the ride. Now it's time for the top 2. And number 2 is Red Force, Europe's tallest and fastest coaster. And this ride is it's massive. Even though this ride is quite rough towards the back row is honestly nothing like anything else I've been on. And the front row, due to its speed, where you have to wear the goggles, makes the ride feel even more crazy. And that means that the number 1 is Shambhala. I mean, honestly, my overall number 1 coaster has to be my number 1 in the park. With its massive airtime hills, to its great first drop, and obviously its great view of the rest of the park. This ride is just perfect. So that was my top 10 coasters at Portaventura. If you have been to Portaventura, leave your top 10 in the comments. Also, I'm trying to hit 100 subscribers this year, and if you subscribe, we could do it. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.